Yo, what up YouTube? I got you again with another video. Definitely just woke up, so I know I look like I relapsed. No, I didn't. Today's day 17 of Kratom withdrawal, but more importantly, feel-free withdrawal. Slept. I had a hard time falling asleep, but I slept till about, I went to bed, I think 11:30 midnight, woke up about 6:30. So sleep is getting better. No watery eyes this morning, so that's a good thing. Just overall malaise, right? But nothing I can't handle. I mentioned something in the other video about switching addictions. And, as an addict, I think actually that's the only way you can do it. So, instead of abusing, you gotta, find a hobby. Gym is gonna be mine. Anything takes about, I think even in the Marines said something like, it takes like 3 weeks to either create or create a bad habit or create a good one. And that's not that long, it really isn't. There is no real haze anymore, or rather like that cloud I talked about, that Looney Tunes cloud that's always raining on you only, that's just kind of gone. It is still hard to find motivation, but it's not that bad. Cravings, the thoughts sneak in, they sneak in, but it's fleeting. So it's not something that you don't have to worry about, at least not at the stage I'm at now. But maybe in a week and a half, 2 weeks, they may get a little stronger. But at this point, I'm not giving in, because I have these videos, and the other thing I have are what I would recommend you guys get, which is anchors, and that could be a family, loved ones of all kinds, or it could be future plans. So what I mean by that is, my anchor right now, I got two. The most immediate one is my father's birthday's in a month, and I'm gonna be present for that, back in New York. And it's I was there for my birthday, but I was still in the middle of Kratom withdrawal, so I wasn't totally present, and I'm very disappointed in myself for that. So, and I promised them that when they saw me again, I'd be the person that they remember, and that meant also physically, because, I was in really good shape. You can imagine, 185, 190, nothing but real muscle, and about 6 foot, so I was good. And then secondarily, my nephew and his boys are going to Colombia in February for his birthday, and he wanted me to go there too, because out of the bunch, I think I'd probably be the only one that speaks Spanish, because I'm self-taught, not to brag, but being from New York, the one thing I did love about it was you're around so many different cultures, so most of my girlfriends have been either Dominicana or Boricua, but with a few others mixed in between too, but I wouldn't call them girlfriends though. But that's a story for another day. But the thing is, you gotta have something to look forward to. You do. And I think that I would just call them anchors, because it's what keeps you grounded, during those times where you might get weak. And listen, no matter how strong you feel today, you may feel weak tomorrow. Because the thing is, your mind, strong as fuck, right? It's also weak as fuck. Let's be real. So to like become an addict, man, you already have like a lack of discipline, and that's weakness. But then it requires discipline to quit, and and the strength it requires for that is probably even more than the weakness that caused you to even become one in the first place. So I don't know if that even made sense. I hope it does. Sound good, maybe. Um, I did want to touch on briefly also, because you already know my boy Kratom Keith. He's trucking along, and I think he's starting to realize that there comes a point where you stop, like there's no more of an upward trajectory. It's kind of just, day by day, and those old, habits can call out to you at any moment, and it can be triggered by anything, even just driving a particular route, or even if it's, like you said, it's like on Friday, and yeah, it's usually going to be something like that, where it's like, man, make this day great. And that's the worst thing too. Let me touch on that, because that's how it actually happens. You're not even going to be on a bad day. I mean, you may, but you may be even having like a great day. But like most addicts, we want more. So it's like, man, this day is fantastic. You don't make it even better. Take a shot of Kratom, or take some Kratom, or whatever, right? And then you start thinking things like, that withdrawal actually really wasn't that bad, because the further you get away from it, as I told you, it's a distant memory. And, that's a problem too. So just be careful that even when you're riding high, man, like your mind can play tricks on you, like that. And then there's the other triggers where it's like added stress, right? So I'm telling you, man, the easy part is actually, and you may not know this, but the easiest parts are day 2 through 6. And the reason that is because you're dealing with the consequences physically. Physical discomfort is a lot easier to deal with than that mental challenge. That's why so many people relapse. Myself included. I ain't special. But it's also why I don't actually believe in tapering. I'll be honest. I think that's and forgive me for anybody that's doing it. I mean, if it works for you, you do what works for you. But I just feel it's like a bitch way to go out. And I'll tell you why. You're trying to lessen or ease the pain of your consequences. And I can understand it, because, not everybody has the luxury. They got, family, they got to work. I get that part of it. But I'm a proponent of cold turkey. Like, you go extreme in, you go extreme out. And it's like, you remember the pain longer because it's a harder pain. And so, yeah, I always say cold turkey is the way to go. Now, if you want to drop, say you're doing like 50 grams and then you want to drop to like 20 before you jump on, that's not a problem at all. But just don't linger with the taper shit, because it's actually just prolonging the process. That's why I'm not a proponent of methadone or Suboxone either. I think that's actually worse. But that's, again, a story for another day. I will touch on something also that Kratom Keith brought up in his happy month anniversary, brother, about being addicted to pain, or being addicted to the withdrawal. Now, I actually didn't plan on addressing this now, but why not? I'll go, a little brief so that some others know what you was talking about, what I was, my intent was behind it. And it's pretty much like when you're always on the mend, there's a certain rush that comes with that. You know, like there's always, oh man, wait till I get better, wait till this, then, you know, and it's, you know, that's one way of trying to like make excuses for yourself. It's like, oh, well, see, when I'm back, I'd be able to do that, but because I'm not, you know, I'm stagnant because I'm still on the mend. Because once withdrawal is over, man, all you got left to deal with is all the consequences that you now must suffer, the real world consequences, you know, and that's not an easy thing to do for a lot of us. You know, some of us really fucked our lives up with this shit. And then the second part about it is, there's certain times during withdrawal that can become addicting too. And I think anybody that's on day like 8 through 12 or 15, you guys know how awesome it feels the first time you're able to cry again because you heard a song, or that, you know, you just feel it's almost like being high. Let's be honest, that pink cloud is real, and it's also addictive. And when you've gone through withdrawal a couple of times, you kind of know what to expect, and so you expect that pink cloud, you know. And then it's just a cycle. It's just a cycle, you know. I mentioned I always want to make these things brief, so that's where I'll leave it for today. But just a quick recap, and I'll go back into that at a later date when I feel that I'll make a video on when I realized you can become addicted to withdrawal. But today, day 17, yeah, just again, I think I felt better day 15 than 17, but I don't feel bad. And in a few short days, it'll be 3 weeks. And so I'm gonna use this week to get to the gym and just keep pushing. In fact, I was thinking this too. I was gonna go to a smoke shop to pick up 5-hour energy there because they had it for like cheap. And that's where I used to get my shots, right? And I might record me going into the shop just for the 5-hour energy and walking the fuck out to show you guys those, you know, Kratom don't have the hold on you think it does. But, you know, we'll see. All right, now, y'all take care. Peace.